In this video, we're going to be reacting to young women who have sterilized themselves and are very proud of it. So this video idea comes from a Brett Cooper video where they were talking about this, and I decided to make my own video because honestly, it makes me a little bit angry because it looks like these women feel like they are partaking in some type of huge cultural movement where all of their rights were taken away and they're finally going to do something about it, and they want you to do something as well. And first of all, this is an emotional decision. To base such a permanent decision off of a fad that is soon going to pass and then these women are left sterile is pretty messed up. But on top of that, women under 30 are more likely to regret this procedure, and that is not even mentioning that 10 to 30% of these women regret this procedure. And what I find just so crazy is that there are so many women who would love to be able to bear a child, yet these young women who are in childbearing age are not going to have a high risk pregnancy. Most likely they are taking that away from themselves when another woman would love to be in their position. Now, in a lot of the videos that we're going to watch, they're going to make this a whole reproductive health societal thing, yet I don't understand why we are taking individual decisions based off of some type of big movement if it could negatively impact the individuals. But they say, hey, if you are 100% certain that you don't want to have kids now, or you will never want to have kids, which, first of all, how are you going to tell people that? Women, they have their hair wavy one day and then the next day they want straight hair. It's so easy to look at something in the distance and be like, hey, I want that. But when they do get it, that is when they start to rethink things. And second of all, they are trying to make this all about taking back your reproductive health because everybody is so concerned that in 2020 the Supreme Court made a ruling that overturned Roe v. Wade. And so now people are afraid that they're not going to have access to healthcare, which is abortion. But yet it's like what we've seen with the 4B movement is women know where babies come from and they know how to avoid babies. And so if it is such a simple solution, why take such a complex action that is irreversible? Please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel so you never miss a new video, and let's get into this. So when you search sterilization type stuff on TikTok, of course, most of what we see comes from the doctors who do it. And do you think that the doctors who do these types of procedures and get paid exclusively for that are going to encourage women not to do it? Because these types of doctors, doctors in general are so pushy about contraceptives and, for example, don't you think that young child-free patient should just get an IUD instead of the tubal she is asking for? And so ridiculous. No, because I'm probably getting paid a lot more to remove their fallopian tubes. Okay, so this girl is about to say, hi, if you know that you don't want children. A lot of women don't even know what they want for lunch. They don't even know what restaurant they want to go to. So if you're in your 20s and you think that you know what you want for the rest of your life, and when perhaps you're 60 years old, wouldn't you want a lot of children who can warm you? You know, that song?
Hi. If you've known that you don't want children, then this video is probably for you. My name is Elise, I'm 21, and I just got sterilized. What I had done is called a bilateral salpinectomy, and what it does is it removes my fallopian tube so that I can never get pregnant. And what a lot of people don't know is that this surgery is covered by a lot of insurance companies because
Okay, so this surgery is covered by a lot of insurance companies, yet people are celebrating the death of the United Healthcare CEO.
Because by law, the Affordable Care Act mandates that all ACA-compliant insurance companies have to cover at least one form of female sterilization, and some companies cover...
Well, that's crazy to know that even more women can do this and get it for a really low price. So my understanding is that our brains fully develop when we are in our 20s, like 21. And so, yes, these women are of consenting age and they're able to make their own decisions. It just, in your 20s, we are still really young. We have a lot of life ahead of us. And to make such a permanent decision, and I don't know if it's a good idea.
This is a friendly reminder that if you're serious about not ever wanting to have kids, especially given the state of the world, consider getting permanently sterilized, like me.
Oh, what kind of a dance was that? She just was like making a whole song and trend about it. She's like, if you're serious about getting yourself sterilized, getting your fallopian tubes ripped out of your body, and never being able to have kids again because of the current situation in our world, which I don't understand what situation she is really referring to. Perhaps Donald Trump getting elected and the insanity happening online of these people just losing their bolts and going completely unhinged and yelling about their rights. I think that is what you're referring to more than the reality. But again, that just shows that this is an emotional decision. And a lot of times, people make emotional decisions and we have to at least be logical about them. I doubt that majority of the women who have got this have ever taken at least 10 minutes. That's all it would take to just sit down and journal thoroughly and get really detailed about everything that they want to see happen in their life, all of their dreams, ambitions, exactly how they see their life playing out, and determine if sterilizing themselves is a part of that. If they did, then maybe it could be considered more logical. And if they did this type of journaling on a consistent basis to see if their ways of thinking have changed at all, I really doubt that any of them have ever gone that far to really make sure that this is what they truly want to do. But instead, they just want to be like, yeah, go sterilize yourself. It'll be so much fun. And no, it's not trendy to sterilize yourself. It's a serious decision. And also, it's one thing to do it to yourself, but to encourage it for other women so that you're not alone. So you're not the only 70-year-old that doesn't have any kids to visit you in the nursing home. Well, you don't go to a nursing home at 70. I think it's more like 85 or 90. Just a reminder that if you get sterilized in your 20s, you can be filled up and enjoy a quiet morning with coffee every day. Just a fact check for you guys. You can also enjoy a cup of coffee, as I do, and not be sterilized, just in case people didn't know. This clip has to be the funniest of them all.
I got my fallopian tubes ripped out of me and tossed in the trash, and you should as well. A little while ago, I got surgically sterilized. I'm not a kids person. I fucking hate kids. Maybe hate's a strong word. If the kid can hang, fine, I'll hang out with them, but I wouldn't, want to own one, you know? And not having to worry about birth control just seemed way more fun in, every possible aspect.
Guys, it's a human. It's a human. I don't know why they treat babies like an inanimate object or some type of animal. It's a human. And if you were to have a kid, people, I just think some people don't understand what it means to have a kid. It's almost like seeing you. It's like a part of you. It's another human that is you. It's not like, oh, some random person's kid. And I understand some people don't like babysitting, or they think kids are annoying, or they misbehave all the time. But it's different when it is yours, when the kid looks like you and learns from you and begins to act like you. Whatever. I mean, you can't undo this now.
Aspect. So here's the process. I got the procedure done back in January of this year, January 2023, and I was 23 years old at the time.
Wow. I just found it, what happened? I just found it so crazy that her introduction of the video. Hey guys, it's me. I just got my fallopian tubes ripped out of my body and you should too. Like, okay, you did something, she made it seem so... So my internet just went out, and then when it came back on, all of the videos started playing at once, and I just started hearing all of these voices like, get your fallopian tubes ripped out, just rip them out of your body, and it's just gonna be so good for you. And that was the most terrifying thing that has ever happened, because I was trying to find where the audio sources were coming from, and they were just coming from everywhere. It was so scary. So here we have some type of skit that this doctor is playing. Me, the surgeon, our first patient is a 23-year-old G0 here for her permanent sterilization surgery. And OR staff, aren't you worried she's too young and going to regret this? Why would I worry about that? I don't care. I'm never going to see them again. I just get my money and I just go home. And then I take vacation every once in a while. You make me un poco loco, un poquito loco. What makes me not un poco loco, but mucho loco mucha loca is, I don't know how to say that really honestly, but is the fact that they are just trying to make it look so cute. Like, oh, POV, just got my fallopian tubes removed. So I just had my consultation appointment for sterilization.
So I just had my consultation appointment for sterilization. I want to get a bisalp, which is removing the fallopian tubes. And the original doctor that I wanted to see that I found on the Child Free subreddit list, she was booked up until the middle of January. So I went ahead and scheduled with another OBGYN in the practice.
So probably the doctor from the last video is just like ripping out tubes left and right. Every day she just wakes up and like, I gotta get ready to go rip out some fallopian tubes today, because they just have so many clients for this. All I'm thinking is just imagine trying to come up with ideas for your next piece of content, and you want something to go viral, you want to be seen a lot, and then you see that all of these women are getting their fallopian tubes removed and they're just getting so much engagement, people have so many questions, and you're like, you know, I've also probably not, like, I don't really want kids either, so I'll just go ahead and do that. So you book an appointment out for like 3 months, and then you're like, hey, POV, come with me, or like get ready with me to get my fallopian tubes ripped out. And then you post all the videos about it. And then once it's gone and years have passed, you're just kind of like, oh, well, that wasn't really worth it. Please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel so you never miss a new video. I'll see you next time. Bye.